What is happening, bulls and bears? Back with another dose of economic reality here on Bull, Boom, Bear, Bust. Some of you are asking for that. I'm sorry for those of you that don't like it, but we've got to have a little fun, right? If you just sit here and stress out and are serious all the time about what's happening in our world, on the U.S. grounds here and abroad, I mean, the world's it's gone crazy. Not just prices, but just so much happening right now in the world, politically, geopolitically, economically, and we're just going to keep an eye on things for you and try to keep ahead of the curve here. Let's keep an eye on things. Today we're going to talk about the markets, what's happening with earnings, and where we're headed at in this economy. We are in just crazy bubble territory. If you've been following the economy, the markets, you know that, for example, home prices just got bid up beyond, way beyond the 2008 housing bubble, but yet you'll still see people out there saying, okay, this is not a bubble, the prices are fundamental, this is, the loans aren't as crazy as they were back then, but yet you see the levels of debt, you see the bidding wars, people that bid way beyond asking prices. You just see, look at a chart, the price run up is something like this, it's almost parabolic, and so it had to correct at some point. The correction is going to come sooner rather than later now because of the rise in mortgage rates. So that's a good thing. Rising mortgage rates are a good thing. Remember, we had a president just a few years ago, if the central bank tried to raise rates, he would go out there and complain and kind of go at him on Twitter. And we don't have that happening right now, so that's a good thing. This is crazy. Dow Jones today up over 600 points, 2.5% increase. All major indexes in the green. Russell 2000, NASDAQ, all up right around 2%. And this is crazy, people. This is supposedly because of the retail sales numbers were higher than expected. Well, when you have inflation, when you have out of control runaway prices, of course, people are going to have to pay more. And a lot of these higher than expected numbers are a result of just everything costing more, right? So how crazy is it that the markets are going up based on the fact that people are having to pay more for most goods, items, and services, right? Completely insane if you ask me. But it also goes along with rising levels of debt, right? Once credit is pulled away from the consumer, that's when retail sales crash, and that's when the economy follows right along with it. This is all based on consumer spending. I shouldn't say all, mostly consumer spending, right around 70%. So when you see the banks pull back when there's some sort of credit freeze or credit crisis. Now, I was watching one of these business news programs, and they're saying how people should be buying the dip, that consumers are still strong. Even people from the Fed came out, they said the consumers are strong. In the meantime, the savings rate is plunging. People are drained, their wealth is being drained, their checking accounts, savings accounts are dwindling. People had to pull from their 401ks. Some people took early retirement so they could tap their 401ks without getting a huge penalty. And it's not looking good for the consumer, folks. And there's people out there that'll tell you to jump in both feet in these markets because there's going to be a recovery. The consumer's still strong. The consumer's not strong. The consumer's getting tapped out. The consumer's getting further and further and further into debt. So anyone that thinks that this is a bottom and that you should jump in both feet into these markets, that this is a buy the dip opportunity, you might want to ask yourself, is this a dip, or are green days like we saw today in the markets, is it just a bounce on the way to deeper lows? I think it's a bounce on the way to deeper lows, and I've been doing some shorting here and there, some put options to try to take advantage of this. Nothing too big, nothing too heavy, because what we're seeing right now as far as the banks and even the brokers, I don't have trust in any of it right now. I don't have much trust in the system, so I'm not putting a huge amount into the markets, even though I'm shorting and doing put options, betting that the market's going to go down more. Not a huge amount, right? I'm playing it safe. I'm buying the dip on silver. That's what I'm doing. And people are asking me about silver. JJ said silver was going to go up. Silver is a long-term play. When this whole system implodes, and it will at some point, we're going to have to go back to sound money, real money. And silver is going to be a huge part. And I've done research on this, and this is just what I believe. I can't tell you a date, but I do know at some point you're going to be very glad you bought silver. And when you see prices drop, be greedy. Take Warren Buffett's advice, right? He's spoken out against gold, but he's also bought gold. Take Buffett's advice. Be greedy when others are fearful. And when people see silver and gold go down, they are fearful because they think that just indicates overall weakness. This is a buying opportunity. And in fact, I've got a link down below. I get mine from SD Bullion. I've been doubling up compared to what I bought when silver was 26, 27, 28. I've been quadrupling the amount that I've been buying, and I try to buy some every few weeks. A lot of the help you guys give me through the super thanks button down there, I go out and buy silver. So thank you very much. I sleep better at night with silver. May not be for you, right? If you're struggling to pay your light bill, and don't buy silver in that case. If you're going to buy silver and then all of a sudden you can't pay your light bill or you can't put gas in your car, don't buy silver. But if you do have some to put away, that's where I feel the safest putting my money. And I just wanted to put that out there because people are asking me about silver. Yes, silver still long term. You're going to be very happy you bought silver if you ask me. Let's talk about oil. Oil under $100 a barrel, down to $98 a barrel. Gasoline now has dropped for 30 straight days. So a nice little pullback. I expect the price to continue to new all-time highs. Just like a chart on a stock, it doesn't usually go straight up or down. You're going to see pullbacks, corrections. In this case, I still see an upward trend in both gas and oil. Of course, gas is going to follow oil. Unless people just stop driving, and if everybody were to stop doing their non-essential driving, meaning just stop going on vacation, stop just driving for pleasure, if everybody just only drove what they had to drive just to work and back and just do necessities, then you would see prices go down. But people are going to continue to drive all the way into bankruptcy, all the way into maxing out their credit cards. It's like Americans are just programmed to spend and drive and spend, even if it means bankruptcy, even if it means swiping the credit card to be able to fill up the tank. Americans will continue to drive. So I do not see gasoline staying down at these levels. We may see a little bit of a bigger pullback, but I expect much higher prices as we get towards the end of the year. That's going to be another straw that broke the camel's back for the consumer. And the consumer is what's propping up the economy. We're going to need a bunch of bailouts. Not the banks, but the consumer bailouts, maybe both. The banks are going to need to be bailed out so they can continue to loan out money after people start defaulting on these loans. And then the people are going to need more stimulus checks to keep them spending, to keep the economy moving. Without more stimulus, money printing, debt creation, bailouts, this economy's done. And even if those things all do happen, even together, it's still on borrowed time. Not much else I could say today, folks. Keep stacking. Hope you're well. Please let me know how you're doing down in comments. And I would say hold cash, stay out of debt. People want to look for solutions. Stay out of debt. Hold cash for the corrections that are coming down the road, but still have some investments out there for what's coming at us down the road. Silver, it's going to be a big payoff one day. I continue to believe that. That's what I'm doing. That's how I'm preparing. Stay out of debt, pay off your credit cards in full, keep your credit looking good. That way when the deals come along, especially in the housing market, you will be able to make a purchase and add to your investment portfolio. Thanks everybody for watching. Big love. Keep stacking. Bye for now. Peace.